Hi everybody, this is Dion. On this week's Deep in the Sheets, we will be looking at calculated fields for a pivot table. We have here the raw data from our last episode. We're going to go ahead and start by throwing it into a pivot table. Get that going. And the first calculated field we're going to do here is just click-through rate. We could do the average of our click-through rate that's already on the field, but this is going to be more accurate. It's not going to average the zeros and that sort of thing. So we're going to call it calculated click-through rate. We're going to go ahead and insert clicks divided by impressions. Add that in, and now if we jump back to our pivot table, that's ready to go. We could change that to a percent so it looks a little more familiar to what we're used to seeing a click-through rate look like. So we're going to go ahead and look at this by campaign so we can see the different click-through rates of our different campaigns. Now, I don't like to see the grand total down here, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that from our pivot table. So off for rows and columns. So that's the first look at a calculated field. Pretty straightforward, and there's a lot you can do in that calculated fields formula. So the next one we're going to look at is a just conversion rate. This is a nice one to have. You know, we're all used to seeing conversion rate, and we can do the same sort of thing with this one. So we're going to do calculated conversion rate. Conversion rate is just conversions divided by clicks. So easy as that. Conversion rate gets right in there. So we can already start to see campaign 1 is standing out as getting a pretty high conversion rate. Some of the more advanced formulas that are nice to see are return on ad spend, which you'll hear as ROAS. And this is a nice one because it considers the conversion rate as well as the spend. So ROAS is just, let's see, we're gonna get a bracket in here. We're gonna do first, which is basically a revenue formula. So we're going to do, where is it? So let's see, we want conversion value minus our cost. So we'll get a revenue there, and then divided by our cost. Oops, so we need to finish off our formula here, so we still need to add in cost. Cool, so that's our return on ad spend. So if you look at this, a return on ad spend of 167%, that's gonna be for every dollar we put in, we're gonna get $1.67 back. And if we look at that for this one, 494, we're making a lot of money back on that formula. So the last one I'm gonna show you is return per 1,000 impressions. This one's nice because it considers conversion rate, cost, and it also considers the volume we're seeing. So return per 1,000 impressions, which we are going to write RPI. We're going to start with 2 of these, and we're going to start with a return calculation, which is similar to last time. We're going to do conversion value minus cost. Then we are going to divide that by impressions. So that's going to just say, what is our return per impression? Throw that in there. Now the problem with that, that's going to be a number that's super small. Our per impression is going to be like 0.00001. So we're going to multiply that by 1,000 just so it's a usable number. So this one will not be a percentage. We'll just make that a number. I'm sorry, we're going to actually make this currency. So for every 1,000 impressions, we get $341 back, and that's already minusing the cost of our advertising. So those 4 calculations are easy to do. There's many more you can do with these calculated fields. Next week, we'll look at throwing these into a graph that shows over time, so we can see how these different metrics work over time displayed in a graph form. That'll be next week on Deep in the Sheets.